if you thought yesterday was busy, buckle up. What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Wednesday. I'm Hayley Lewis, and you already know it. It is Chiefs News Daily. We now know who the Chiefs 53-man roster is, and we even know some of the Chiefs practice squad. The Chiefs are keeping us on our toes. We got all the latest updates headed your way. As always, we ask you to give us a like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel, and let's get into it. Well, in true Chiefs fashion, the Chiefs took their time. Over 3 hours after 3 p.m. Central Time, that was the deadline. Kansas City finally tweeted out their roster cuts at 6:02 p.m. to be exact. But everything good is worth waiting for, right? We brought you the names yesterday, but now we're actually going to break it down line by line, and we're going to also look ahead at who might land on the practice squad for Kansas City. Chiefs Kingdom, here is your 53-man roster going into the 2024 season. We start with the quarterback position, which includes 2 players, Patrick Mahomes and Carson Wentz. Moving on to running backs, the Chiefs kept 3 in Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Carson Steele. As for wide receivers, Kansas City has 7 in total on the 53-man roster. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Marquise Brown, Justin Watson, JuJu Smith-Schuster, Mecole Hardman, and Sky Moore. As for tight ends, Kansas City kept 4 on Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, Jared Wiley, and the latest addition via Dallas, this is Peyton Hendershot. Now let's take a look at the offensive line. There are 10 total players here listed on the 53-man roster. Wanya Morris, Jawan Taylor, Joe Thuney, Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, Kingsley Suamataia, Hunter Norzad, Mike Caliendo, CJ Hansen, and Ethan Driscoll. The offense in total rounds out to be 26 players. Now let's take a look at the other side of the ball. Kansas City kept 23 defensive players. We're going to start by looking at the defensive line. KC kept 9 with their newest addition coming from Arizona. Cameron Thomas, he is followed by George Karlaftis, Chris Jones, Mike Dana, Felix Anudike-Uzomah, Derek Nottie, Mike Pinnell, Malik Herring, and Turk Wharton. As for linebackers, the Chiefs add 5 in Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquill, Leo Chanel, Jack Cochran, and Cam Jones. As for cornerbacks, there are 5 listed: Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams, Trent McDuffie, Nick Jones, and Nazeeh Johnson. At the safety position, the Chiefs kept 5 as well: Brian Cook, Justin Reed, Jamari Connor, Jaden Hicks, and Chris Roland Wallace. So the DBs are 10 in total. As for special teams, no surprises here. The 3 specialists for Kansas City are Harrison Butker, Matt Araiza, and James Winchester. Now, defensive end Charles Omenihu, he's going to start the season on the PUP list. He's going to miss at least the first 4 games of the season, although it is expected for him to miss much more. He's coming back from that ACL injury in the AFC Championship game last season. Defensive end BJ Thompson is going to start the season on the NFI list. He will also miss at least the first 4 games of the season. Now, on Monday afternoon, so this is a day before the cutdown day, the Chiefs announced that they had waived cornerbacks Miles Battle, Echo Boydo, and Kelvin Joseph. Quarterback Ian Book also in that list, wide receivers Phillip Brooks and Kyle Sheets, tight end Jerquarius Spivey, guards Griffin McDowell and Nick Torres, long snapper Randon Plattner, defensive end Owen Carney, defensive tackle Alex Gubner, linebacker Swayze Bozeman, and running back Deneric Prince. Then on Tuesday evening, the Chiefs added to their list. The players they have waived were wide receiver Montreal Washington, Kadarius Toney, Justin Ross, Nico Remigio, and Cornell Powell, running backs Louis Reese-Zammit and Keontae Ingram, as well as Amani Bailey, cornerbacks DJ Miller and Keith Taylor and Kamal Haddon, linebacker Curtis Jacobs, tight end Baylor Cupp, offensive tackle Lucas Niang, quarterback Chris Solodikin, defensive end Truman Jones, tackle Chu Godric, and defensive tackles Neil Farrell and Fabian Lovett. The Chiefs also waived safety Tyree Gillespie with an injury designation. Additionally, the Chiefs released, not waived, so they released tight end Irv Smith Jr., safety Dion Bush, linebacker Cole Christensen, and defensive tackle Matt Dickerson. Take a look at this cool tweet. This is from Howard Bowser, an NFL reporter for the Cardinals, sharing on Tuesday the transactions that happened all across the league. 632 players were waived, 35 were waived/injured, 1 was waived from the PUP list, 203 contracts were terminated, 5 players were traded, 2 were exempt, 45 on the injured reserve/DFR, 2 on the NFI, 37 placed on the IR, 27 on the reserve/PUP, 6 players on the reserve/NFI, 7 players on the reserve/suspended for 30 total games. In total, 1,004 players affected. Go ahead and drop below in the comments what you think about the Chiefs' decisions. Do you agree with them all? Who were you sad to see go? Who do you hope the Chiefs pop up on their practice squad? Let us know what you think about Kansas City's 53-man roster. Like I said, the Chiefs kept it interesting. According to Mike Garafolo, the Chiefs are signing running back Samaje Perine to their active roster. As if a Creed extension, bringing back JuJu, making 2 trades within 24 hours of the cut deadline wasn't enough, here is some more. Kansas City serious about building that Super Bowl roster. The Broncos moved on from the veteran back on Monday after Perine signed a 2-year deal worth $7.5 million back in March of 2023, according to Sports Illustrated's Zach Kelberman. He also said the former Bengal appeared in 17 games last season for the Broncos, compiling 238 rushing yards and 1 touchdown on 53 carries. He did most of his work on passing downs, finishing with 50 receptions, the 3rd highest on the team, for 455 yards, so that's 9.1 yards per catch. The 29-year-old was drafted back in 2017. He played 2 seasons with Washington, 1 with Miami Dolphins, 4 in Cincinnati, and most recently, 1 with the Denver Broncos. All right, let's look ahead to the practice squad now that we know who is on the Chiefs' 53-man roster. Just before you heard me use the word waived or release, here are the key differences when looking ahead. The Associated Press is going to help me break it down for you. So, players with less than 4 seasons of accrued NFL time are waived, meaning they're subject to waivers and they can be claimed by other teams. So, if they go unclaimed after the 24-hour waiver period, they become a free agent. So, the players that the Chiefs waived yesterday and on Monday, they can either get picked up by KC on the practice squad, or they can get claimed by another team, or they can become a free agent. Now, the AP continues to say that players with 4 or more accrued seasons are considered vested veterans, and they are not subject to waivers. So they immediately become free agents when they're released. The key word, release. So that applies to the 4 players that Kansas City released yesterday. So what does all this have to do with the practice squad? Let me explain. So teams can start to mold their practice squad after final cuts. 6 of the 17 total players can be vets with no limit on the amount of seasons they have accrued. Also, this year's squad is going to look a little different in terms of numbers. As you heard me read off, 17 players, not 16 like last past. According to the Associated Press, starting this season, NFL teams can have up to 17 players on their practice squad, 1 more than recent years, as long as 1 player is part of the league's International Player Pathway program. So, all of the players that were waived or released by Kansas City doesn't necessarily mean that they're done with the team here in KC. So here are a few practice squad players for Kansas City that we know. As we await the official word from the team, expect to see a lot of familiar names. Some notable names to mention, according to Adam Schefter, safety Deion Bush, he's going to be rejoining the Chiefs on their practice squad. According to Jordan Schultz, the Chiefs are also signing wide receiver Justin Ross and former Patriots quarterback Bailey Zappi. According to Sam McDowell, the Chiefs are also going to keep wide receiver Nico Remigio in-house. Also running back Imani Bailey, according to Aaron Wilson, and tight end Baylor Cupp. According to Jesse Knoll, the Chiefs added linebacker Cole Christensen to the practice squad, and another linebacker, Swayze Bozeman, he actually put it out on his own social media that he is staying with the Chiefs on the practice squad. Tom Downey shared the Chiefs claimed Eric Scott Jr. off waivers from the Cowboys. Here are the rest of the names that round out the Chiefs practice squad. Drop below in the comments what you think. All right, a few tweets to catch you up on. Salary details coming out for JuJu Smith-Schuster. Aaron Wilson shares the wide receiver's 1-year deal with Kansas City is worth $1.21 million. That is right on track for what SpotRack tweeted out yesterday. Also, KSHB sports producer Nick Jacobs shares center Creed Humphrey's new base salary. This is per year detail. So in 2024, he's going to earn $1.125 million. In 2025, $6.94 million, followed by $14.25 million in 2026, and $17.24 in 27 and 28. Have yourself a payday, my man. Alrighty, folks, that rounds up another episode of Chiefs News Daily. As always, we ask you to like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. And again, share below in the comments what you think about the 53-man roster, as well as that practice squad. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you back here on Thursday.